Thanks so much for joining us, Mr. Bukhari. Can you just give us an update on Mr. Khan's situation and how he's currently doing?
Well, one of the sisters today was allowed to meet him, Dr. Uzma, for a brief period of time. She came out and gave a very short press conference to the media outside the prison, which we're very grateful for, especially the international media that showed up. But she just said that, he was extremely furious, and he said that he's been completely isolated, meaning, probably in a 24-hour lockup, not being allowed outside, no access. As you know, no one has seen him until today for 30 odd days. And he was furious that it's mental torture. And he said on both of us. So it's obvious that it's on him and his wife.
Just talk us through the fact that he's in solitary confinement and what those conditions are like for him. I mean, I think most people remember Imran Khan as a young, fit cricketer, certainly in this country. But he's 73 years old and he's being kept in solitary confinement at the moment.
Yeah, you must consider a few things. First of all, the UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has given a unanimous decision saying that he's been illegally imprisoned for his cases. They've also said that he should be immediately released. They said that he's only been put in prison so he couldn't contest the elections. They've said that he should be released and given compensation, and the people that put him in should be put on inquiry. So that's one side, that how unfair and unjust all the cases were. But he's also subjected to, I've spent a few nights in that cell as well. It's translated in English, it's called a death cell. It's where the terrorists and the people that are on death row are on and kept away in complete isolation. And that's what he's been subjected to. Although the prisoner manual in Pakistan has different rules for someone who's a taxpayer, a degree holder, a parliamentarian, let alone an ex-prime minister. Now, in the last 30 days, what's happened is that there's been these ridiculous amendments that have changed a lot of the clauses in the Constitution, giving impunity to the Chief of Army Staff, to the President, and other hierarchy in the army. And for that matter, Imran Khan has been isolated for 30 odd days without anyone seeing him, his family, or his legal team, on the basis that even the Pakistan High Court, Islamabad High Court, has given orders of names of people who are allowed to see him on a routine basis twice a week. But even there's a contempt of court, and the court's instructions are being ignored just to keep him under isolation. And today, after 30 days of protesting, today a lot of people in thousands came out outside the High Court and outside the prison that he's in. International media showed up. There was hundreds of police deployed. Out of all that they managed was that one sister is allowed to go in and see him for 10, 20 minutes, which is insane. I mean, we're like being drip fed about who's allowed to see him, because the court literally writes down 6 to 8 names who's allowed to see him in every hearing, which is twice a week, or every meeting twice a week. All of that is being ignored. And that's why you even had the UN High Commissioner on Human Rights give a statement against in particular against the amendments that have happened to our constitution lately.
Do you think it was the public pressure coming and the fact that his family, his sons, people like yourself, his sisters, were being so vocal about the fact that there was no proof of life? And we saw it spread like wildfire on social media, where there was speculation about whether he was alive or dead, which led then to this kind of public pressure that has forced the authorities to allow someone to go and see him?
Absolutely. I think there's a few factors to it. One, without, is the resilience of his sisters and even the chief minister of KP, the province that we have governance in, showing up, and all the workers that show up every day and outside every hearing and outside every time there's a meeting. There's no doubt. And as the numbers increased, that definitely caused a lot of pressure. I think the main factor, if I do say so myself via your podcast, is actually people like yourself and others, is international media. Because there's one thing when they can confine it to us, like the last week, one of the sisters was manhandled, and brutally manhandled to the extent that she nearly fell fell unconscious, and all they were doing was eating food outside the prison, waiting to see that why can't they see their brother. But because it wasn't picked up in the same way by international media, they thought, okay, we can get away with it. But now the way that social media and international media joined on, because local media has been silenced and completely crippled, but the way the international media has jumped on the past 5-6 days, that's definitely caused most of the pressure.
Help us understand how Asim Munir, the chief of the army, consolidating power, the changes that we've seen to Pakistan's constitution, how that directly impacts Imran Khan.
You know, Yelda, and I know everyone's going to say that this is a very biased view, but everything that's being done in Pakistan in one way or the other is being done to tackle Imran Khan. Imran Khan's biggest enemy isn't the Chief of Army Staff, Asim Munir. It's actually his own popularity. If he wasn't as popular as he is, he would have been out in house arrest or been allowed to be, sent out abroad and would have taken some, refuge somewhere else. But it's his popularity that's actually kept him in jail, and the fact that he just keeps getting more and more popular. So the new amendments that they've created is 100% to do with him and his party and all the laws and all the things they want to do around it to consolidate power. You know, they've created this federal constitutional court, which basically deals with any case that they want to. And the judge and the judges, the Supreme Court judge for that and the judges below it are only the judges that the president handpicks with the recommendation of the prime minister. And if you look at the names that have been selected, are only the names that have done favors for this, setup at the moment. And that's why on the back of that, so many judges, big senior, well-known names have resigned. And in fact, the high court judges have gone and challenged the 27th Amendment in court, saying that it's absolutely ridiculous. So any judge with, let alone a full spine, half a spine, has actually either resigned or challenged it in court. And what does it do? That Imran Khan's cases, as soon as they've gone to higher courts, like his ridiculous marriage case and other cases, he gets acquitted. So now any judgment that's going to be coming from the Supreme Court, they've basically made the Supreme Court impotent and taken the decision-making into this constitutional court and with their judges, and then they can clamp down on, in particular, Imran Khan and his sentences, and along with him, all of us party members.
You know, the relationship between Pakistan's civilian government and its military, its intelligence agency, the ISI, has always been complex. And frankly, anyone who has been a Pakistan watcher has known that behind the shadows, it's been the military and the ISI that have controlled all aspects of the country, whether it's the judiciary or other sort of arms of the democratic process in the country. Now it feels like it's kind of out of the shadows and just blatant for everyone to see. And that's why with these constitutional changes and Asim Munir consolidating power, you know, it's no longer a secret. It's out in the open. How do you think this will impact Pakistan's long-term attempts at remaining some kind of democratic state? Or is it by name only and it's moving more and more towards authoritarianism?
Well, we're not a democratic state anymore, not since Imran Khan was removed. In the past, we've had dictatorships, martial laws, but the difference in why you're saying that out of the shadows is only because this is the first time that a mandated prime minister has been removed and only gotten more popular. You see, when Nawaz Sharif was removed from power from General Musharraf was far more popular than him. He used to walk the streets and people used to throw flowers on him because they were done with Nawaz Sharif as a prime minister. Then his popularity came down after 3 years in his 10-year dictatorship. But for the first 2 to 3 years, there was this whole happiness and everyone was a good feeling and proud to be Pakistani, and we're going to now evolve. Unfortunately, this time the difference is two. One, the the dictatorship is and the army setup is very, very unpopular. Two, Imran Khan is a leader that has popularity that no one else has ever enjoyed. So those are the two main differences. And then whatever is being done daily is only making him more popular. And on top of it, the current setup with Shehbaz Sharif as prime minister and his team, the economy is in dire straits. There's no foreign investment. Poverty is hitting new heights. Your circular debt is increasing daily. So you've got all these other problems surrounding them while Imran Khan is sitting in prison and becoming more popular. So they've never had to face a situation where one leader and his party is as popular as they ever are, ever in any martial law and dictatorship as they are facing now. That's why you feel, oh, this has actually surfaced and become a one-on-one, out of the shadows sort of confrontation.
Mr. Bukhari, do you think that Imran Khan will ever be free?
I think Imran Khan will not only be free, I think he will lead the country, the people. I think everyone's got it wrong. They always do about him for the last 27, 30 odd years when it comes to politics. He will again be free, and like I said, not only free, but he will lead the people to, this democratic morality and change that the country has been thirsty for a very, very long time. And what you're seeing right now is a movement in the making. It may be slower to others like Sri Lanka around us or Bangladesh or so on, but it certainly is getting there, and he's awakened everyone's involved in politics.
Thanks so much, Mr. Zulfi Bukhari, advisor and international spokesperson to Imran Khan.